Thank you, ladies, for joining me. I appreciate you being here. Let's go ahead and come into Sukhasana, our easy seated pose, where we're going to sit up nice and tall. And just imagine your sit bones are rooting you into the ground, like you're growing roots into the earth, and then the top of your head is just drawing up to the sky. If you're comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes. If not, take a slight gaze down the tip of the nose. Find what easy seated looks like for you. Is it staggering the heels, crossing at the ankles, or moving to the mid-shins? If you have a block, is it sitting on a block, allowing your pelvic to tip forward to release any tension in those hips? So as you come into this seated, just relax. Feel your shoulders soften into your back pockets. Feel the chest rise and fall as you seal the lips and begin the breath through the nose. It is so important to take this time to just settle into this space. Hey, good to see you. You're not on camera. It's okay. Just set up. What can you let go of in this moment? What will not serve you as you begin to relax and let go? Start to move into that Ujjayi Braj, where you bring the breath deeper into the body, feeling the chest expand. If you're unfamiliar with Ujjayi, think of the place where you gargle water. And as you inhale, you're drawing the air to the back of the throat. And as you exhale, it's like fogging a mirror, but your lips stay sealed. Feel like you're inhaling ease and exhaling out any stress or tension. When you're ready, we'll do some shoulder rolls. Inhale, roll the shoulders up to your ears. Exhale them back and down. Good. Inhale, roll the shoulders up. Exhale back and down. Take that 2 more times. Take a breath set here. And on your next inhale, roll your shoulders back and up and exhale them forward and down. Inhale back and up. Exhale forward and down. And let's do this 2 more times. When you finish, just go ahead and sit nice and tall. Gently bring your chin to the chest on an exhale. And then round your back. So let's do some seated cat and cows. And as you inhale, lift your chin, arch the back. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch and lift. Continue to move with your breath, rounding and arching the back. Let's go ahead and take this 2 more times. Good. As we come back to center to sit up nice. All right, from here, let's go ahead and inhale, circle the arms up to the sky. Exhale the hands down and through. Good. Inhale, circle up. Exhale down and through. Go ahead and take this one more time. Circle those arms up to the sky. Bring the hands to rest at the heart center. And feel free to let the chin release towards the chest. You can maintain Ujjayi or feel free to return to the normal pace of the breath. Just feel yourself softening. What can you let go of? Understand my theme this month is about change. We're in a time of change right now. When I picked this theme, I did not know we'd have a lot of change by the middle of the month. So from here, understand that when we resist the change that is inevitable, we miss the change that is possible. So be kind, be patient, allow yourself to just be on a journey. It is not a race. Slow down, see where you can take yourself today. If your eyes are closed, gently blink them open, and go ahead and extend the legs out in front, Dandasana, sitting up nice and tall. When we're tight in our hamstrings, we may need to bend our knees. It may feel a lot better. Otherwise, let the thighs go heavy to the earth. Feel your heart lift. You find when you're in this pose, you're buckling at the belly. Take the fingertips behind the back and allow yourself to sit nice and tall. From here, just an easy movement through the ankles. So go ahead and point and flex. And we're going to add movement to this in a few moments. Right, from here, keep your feet flexed. Inhale, open the arms nice and wide. Exhale, tip off those sit bones. Yeah, inhale, point the toes, hinge forward. Exhale, nice tip back. Inhale, point and reach. And continue to match breath with movement. We can take this 2 more times. And on this last one, hold that stretch forward. Lift your rib cage up. See if you can stretch a little further and then release the hands. It's not about being able to touch your feet. It's just this lengthening through the body, offering the heart to the toes, letting the head and neck relax. And then slowly rise yourself up. Feel free if you're comfortable. I know we're in the grass. If you want to open your feet up a little bit wider than your mat or keep it right on your mat. Those of you that are at home, you can open your legs wider. But we're going to inhale up nice and tall and exhale, press forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, press. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. 2 more times here. And then hold this stretch forward. Inhale, rise up nice and tall. Stretch nice and long. And as you release the arms, go ahead and tuck that left foot in. Keep the right leg extended. And again, you can open wide, but we do want it on an angle instead of straight out. Inhale up nice and tall. Exhale, stretch forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, stretch. 2 more times. On that last one, hold that hinge forward. And again, lift your rib cage, reach over that thigh, create more length. Inhale, rise up. Exhale to release, and moving into seated Z, bring this right leg behind, sitting a little heavier into that left sit bone. Inhale, bring the arm up to the sun. Exhale, stretch into that side body. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, rise, and stretch. So as you come up nice and tall, let's do that shoulder circle. Inhale, hold to the side. Exhale, circle the arm behind. Inhale towards the hip, and then exhale, round the back, bring the arm around. Inhale, side stretch. Exhale, circle back. Inhale to the side. Exhale, circle around. Take this one more time. Move with your breath. Holding in that side stretch, and then rise up nice and tall. If you need to protect your back or you're pregnant, your hand will only go to the center of the mat. You'll just turn your shoulders. Otherwise, a full twist. Inhale up tall. Exhale, twist across. Inhale, tall. Exhale, twist. One more time. Hold here. and slowly come back to center. Go ahead and change legs. Take that left leg out on a slight angle. Inhale up nice and tall. Exhale, stretch forward. Inhale, good. Exhale. 2 more times. And on your last hold, again, pick that rib cage up. Send your back a little longer. Rise to the sky. And as you release the arms, let's move into seated Z, sitting heavier into the right sit bone. And again, your inhale is to lift. Exhale, side stretch. Inhale, rise up. Good. Exhale, stretch. Take this 2 more times. Now let's move into that arm circle. Inhale, side stretch. Then circle the arm back around to the hip and round your back like that cat pose. Good. Take this 2 more times around. Breath with movement. Our breath is just as important as any of these poses. When you're finished, you'll rise up and prepare for those twists. Inhale, tall. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Hold the twist a little bit longer. Coming back to center, let's come into table pose, moving on to all fours. Let's do a little power move for our abs. Turning our toes under. Go ahead and lift your knees off the mat. Just an inch and lower back down. Some of you may remember this, it's been a while, but you're gonna know what's gonna happen. Lift an inch and lower down. You can even watch your knees, that's fine. Inhale, lift an inch and lower down. Now tent your right fingertips. So you're up on the tips of your fingers. And again, relax your shoulders. Inhale, lift an inch. Exhale, lower down. Good. 2 more times. Lift and release. Lift and release. Take a moment, open and close those fingers. Change hands. Left fingertips are tented. And then lift an inch and lower down. Good. Lift and lower. Not too high. You want to feel your abs engage. Lift and release. And then open and close those fingers. Are you ready to change? Tent the right fingertips. Nothing like park garbage being all over me. So tent the right fingertips. Lift your knees an inch. And then send your left leg back. Come on in. Lower down. Change hands. Flatten the right hand. Tent the left. Only an inch. And then send the right leg back. And when you lift that right leg, make sure your knee isn't high off the ground. Come back in, lower down. I'm going to do that one more time each side and then make it a little harder. You're welcome to stay at any level that makes you comfortable. Lift an inch, send the left leg back, come on in, and lower down. Change hands, lift an inch, right leg back, come in, lower down. When I show you the next move, if you're like, yeah, I'm not doing that, it's okay. Tent your fingertips, lift an inch, send the left leg back, and then try and get your right hand off the floor. Keep your shoulders and hips aiming to the mat. Come in and lower down. So we've taken it through many different levels. Choose the one that works for you. Tent the fingers, lift an inch, right leg back. Stay low in that left knee as you lift the left hand. Come in, lower down. One more time each side. You ready? Lift, extend, pick up the hand. Come in, lower down. Last time. Lift, extend the leg, lift the hand. Come in, lower down, and float your hips towards your heels for child's pose. Feel free to turn your palms to the sky and imagine you're flicking water off your fingertips. Take some deep, relaxing breaths here, reminding yourself to let go. Good, let's walk our fingertips out nice and long. Utthita Balasana, extended child's pose. Then inhale forward to kneeling plank. We're going to take a little half crocodile flow. Exhale to bend. Inhale, rise up. Stay right here. Can anyone check to make sure my FaceTime Live is still going.
Yeah.
As you relax here, just take some deep relaxing breaths and know that any time during our practice, you're welcome to stay right here. Feeling yourself move into ease. Thank you. Let's make our way into down dog. Coming forward, turn the toes under, hips lift to the sky. Feel like you're taking your shoulder blades and you're wrapping them underneath your arms. As your hips go high, your heels will go heavy. And again, the importance of pressing into the space between the thumb and index finger, really firing up those arms, building that power. And when you're ready, walk your feet forward to your hands coming into Uttanasana, forward fold. Let the head hang heavy. Those of you that want to hold the opposite elbow, take a hold to the opposite elbow. Then inhale, rise up to the sun. Grab a hold of your left wrist and take a big long stretch to the right. Come up nice and tall. Take a hold of the right wrist. Big long stretch to the left. And rise and release into Tadasana. Good. Inhale, sweep to the sun. Exhale, swan dive to forward fold. Inhale, bend knees for kneeling lunge and send that right knee back so the left knee is stacked over the ankle. Exhale to the heels for child's pose, reaching long. Inhale forward to kneeling plank. Exhale to the mat, relaxed crocodile. Inhale the lift of the heart and hands, baby cobra. Exhale back to child's pose. Inhale, bring that right foot forward. Send the knee over the ankle, help that foot forward. And exhale into your fold. Inhale, reverse up to the sun. Exhale to sit in chair. Yeah. Sweep back to the sky. Swan dive to the earth. This time as we bend our knees, we send the left foot or knee back to lunge or kneeling. Good. Right foot back to child's pose. Inhale forward to kneeling plank. This time half crocodile or relax. Inhale, cobra or baby cobra. Exhale back to child's pose. Inhale, send that left foot forward to lunge or kneeling. And exhale, right foot into fold. Reverse up to the sky and lower the hips to chair. Good, weight is in the heels. Swing back to the sun. Swan dive to the earth. Another variation, as we bend our knees, we can send the right foot or knee back to lunge or kneeling. Left foot back, down dog or child's pose. Forward to the hands, plank or kneeling. Lower, crocodile, half or relax. Scoop, up dog, cobra or baby cobra. Hinge back, down dog or child's pose. We draw the right foot forward to lunge or kneeling. Our left foot into fold. Reverse to the sun. And lower to chair. Remember, move with your breath. It's not about me or my pace. Sweep to the sky. Swan dive to the earth. As those knees bend, send the left foot or knee back to lunge or kneeling. Nice. Right foot back, down dog or child's pose. Forward to the hands, plank or kneeling. Lower, crocodile, half or relax. Scoop, up dog, cobra or baby cobra. Hinge back, down dog or child's pose. Step the left foot forward to lunge or kneeling. Again, knee with ankle to stay safe. Right foot into fold. Reverse up to the sun and lower chair. We have one more variation, but you don't have to take it. Sweep to the sun. Swan dive to the earth. As those knees bend, send the right foot or knee back to lunge, kneeling or lift to crescent. Release, down dog, child's pose, or left leg up, three-legged. Forward to the hands, lower towards the earth. Scoop to the sun, hinge back. Down dog, child's pose, or right leg up, three-legged. The right foot floats towards the hands, lunge, kneeling, arise to crescent. Step into fold. Reverse to the sun and lower chair or balancing. And balancing is lifting those heels. Sweep back up to the sky. Swan dive to the earth. As you bend those knees, the left foot goes back to lunge, kneeling, or rise to crescent. Release, down dog, child's pose, or right leg up, three-legged. forward to the hands, lower towards the earth. Scoop to the sun, hinge back. Down dog, child's pose or left leg up three-legged. Float the left foot towards the hand. Lunge, kneeling, or rise. Step into your fold. Reverse to the sun. And again, lower, chair or balancing. One more time each side on your own. Whether you know the flow or not isn't important. What level do you want to take the poses? Where do you feel strongest today? And build from that strength. Allow yourself to let go of judgments, to let go of expectations, and let go of any competition. You are the student of your body. What does it need today? Not about yesterday or even last week. This moment, in the present, what does he need? When you finish, stand tall. Find your Tadasana. Feel that heart rate has gone up. The body feels warmer. Get water when you need it. Take some deep, relaxing breaths here. Again, our pose focus this month is that Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. So whether you have a belt, a towel, or you have the flexibility to reach your foot, we'll do some strength work, but we'll also do some flexibility work in our practice today. So go ahead and bring that eye line. You're going to bring your anchor onto your right foot, bring your left knee up, and hug that leg into the body. We're going to do something a little different though. I want you to lower your foot to right at the notch of your knee and then start to hinge forward, holding the shin. So balancing on the ground may be a little harder because it's not a flat surface. Those of you that want to take this flamingo pose by bringing your left arm inside the shin and wrapping it around, right hand behind the back to hold, you can take flamingo here. As you release into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2, send that foot back, open your hips and shoulders. Yeah. So all I did was change legs so I can be in the same direction as you, but you stepped your left foot back, right knee is bent, toe and heel aiming towards the front edge of your mat. Then let's tip into side angle, bringing a nice long stretch. Like you can reach your fingertips into that waterfall and feel that cool water. Then as you straighten the leg into Trikonasana, squeeze your inner thighs like there's a beach ball between the legs. And your drishti, eye gaze matters. Do you want to look down to your foot, out to the side, or up to your thumb? And then we float into reverse warrior, bending the knee and now stretching away from the knee. Reaching like we can touch the world behind us. And then let's put these three poses together. Inhale to side. Exhale, triangle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale to side. So take it breath with movement. Find your own pace. But again, root those legs into the earth. Feel what your body needs. I want you to take this one more time wherever you are at. And from your reverse warrior, rise up. Come and kick your heel behind and make your way into that straddle fold. Prasarita Padottanasana, wide leg straddle fold. So I want you to turn your right foot on an angle and keeping your hands on the earth, start to sink over to the right leg and flip your left heel to the sky. Get this nice deep stretch. Then when you're ready, you can rise up onto your thigh. And if you want, you can then start to sink a little deeper into this Kung Fu lunge. Yeah. Walk your hands over to that right foot and sweep into three-legged dog. As you push the floor away, let your head and neck relax, making sure you're relaxing through that left heel. Then inhale forward, bring the knee to the nose, rise up. Inhale forward, knee to nose. Funky version of Anjaneyasana, rise up. One more time, knee to nose, rise up. This time, bring the knee to the nose and send your shin down to the mat, knee in between your thumbs. And as you do this, stay here with your fingertips on the mat. But we're staying heavy in our hips, so be careful of being up here. Try to go heavy. And then some of you will reach up, interlace the fingers except for the thumb and index, and take a Shiva Mudra while you're here. Hugging the elbows in front or behind the ears. As we release our hands back down to the earth, rise back into your three-legged. And let's flex the foot, bend the knee, roll the hip open. Keep your hip open and come forward into plank, setting up for wild thing. As you do this, step the right foot across, left leg stays straight, and lift up and over. This is optional. You can stay in that hip opener. Come back around into your hip opener. And let's meet in Warrior One, sending that right foot forward, left heel down, rise up. Mighty Warrior rising out of the earth. And as you do this, I need you to press your palms together, fire up those arms. Let's inhale to straighten the leg, bring the hands to the heart. And as you go into pyramid, slowly tip forward. Pulling the right hip back, left hip forward. Hands can stay at the heart, they can go to the thigh, the shin, or to the earth. I want you to let go of any expectations, especially the ones we set about touching the floor. Keep both legs straight, working that flexibility in that right hamstring. I invite you to stay if you're not twisting, or bring the left hand inside or outside the right foot, or keep it on the shin or thigh, and take your right hand to your hip for twisting triangle. Roll your shoulder blade into your spine, and then if you want, extend the hand to the sky. Imagine you're holding the block between your inner thighs. Yes, good. As you meet me in half moon, make your way into that balance. If you need more balance, looking to the floor is better than looking up to your thumb. If you want to take that sugar cane pose, Chopasana, go ahead and bend the knee, grab a hold of the left ankle, and as you do this, pull the heel towards the glute. Try to keep your knee and hip aligned. Yeah, good. Keeping that left hip open. Let's release into a crescent or high lunge. So as we return to the earth, we rise up nice and tall. For this one, I'm going to turn and face you. So stay where you're at. And then go ahead and lift up. And let's meet in Garudasana Eagle. As you cross the left thigh over the right, bring the right elbow under left. You gotta sink deep and either hug shoulders or wrap hands. If you have a block, you can always send it to the outside of your foot, like a little kickstand. Or you can bind the leg as you bind the arm. And where we started, I want you to rise up, bring that knee up. From here, either hold the hamstring or calf, or take your peace sign fingers to that big toe and extend the leg out. Use your belt, use your towel. We can take a variation by opening the arm and leg out to the side, squeezing those inner thighs. Again, the option of keeping the knee bent. And then bring that leg back to center and see about adding a twist, bringing your right hand to the left foot, bring the left arm back, or twist from here. We're going to take our power flow vinyasa around the world. So release into crescent or high lunge. Stay where you're at. I'm going to be in the same direction so they can all see that are watching. Open into warrior two. Tip into triangle. Rise into goddess. To the back of your mat, tip into triangle. Rise up into warrior two. Heel toe the left foot over a few times so you can pivot around into crescent or high lunge. Yes, release into plank or kneeling. Lower crocodile or half. Lift up dog or cobra. Hinge back, down dog. Pick the right leg up. Sweep it towards the hands. Rise up into crescent or high lunge. Open into warrior two. Tip into triangle. Rise to goddess. To the front of your mat, tip into triangle. Rise into warrior two. Heel toe the left foot over, pivot around crescent or high lunge, then release into plank. Or kneeling, lower to crocodile. Lift up dog or cobra, hinge back, pull down dog. Nice big relaxing breaths here. Pressing your ribs back towards your thighs. Take a moment, shake your head yes and no. And let's bend our knees and look to thumbs, step back to the top of your mat, and again come into forward fold. If you remember in the beginning of class holding your elbows, you probably are dominant and always hold the same elbow, but switch the hands for this one. Draw the low belly up and in. Can you fold a little deeper? Inhale, rise up to the sky. Exhale, release into Tadasana. And again, I'll turn and face you. All right, so now our left leg is our supporting leg, and our right leg is the mover. So when you're ready, bring the right knee up and hug that shin towards the body. Now you are welcome to stay here. When we start to move into the elements of flamingo, you don't have to move. You can stay right here. But otherwise, lower your foot down almost to the notch of your knee. If you have to come up higher, that's fine. Hold the shin as you tip forward. So you can stay right here. Shift your chest inside your shin. Shift your elbow inside. Right arm wraps around the right leg. Left arm comes behind the back to hold. You'll release into warrior two, sending that right foot back and then opening the hips and shoulders. Gazing over those fingertips, think of your mighty warrior drawing his sword. Press the knee open towards your toes. Good. Then tip into side angle. Root equally into both feet. Stretch long like you're touching the other side of the palm. Make your way into triangle, straighten the leg. Maybe the hand is on the thigh, the shin, or in front of that calf. Where do you need to take it? Floating into reverse warrior, bend the knee, arch up and over that back hip. Very nice. Now add the breath with movement. Inhale to side. Exhale, triangle. Inhale, reverse. Or take the breath however you want it. Continue this flow. Side angle, triangle, reverse warrior. I want you to take it 3 more times. Listen to your breath. Follow the pace. When you finish this last flow, you're in reverse warrior. We're going to set up for straddle fold. So as you rise up, kick the left heel back behind you and hinge to the mat. Prasarita Padottanasana, wide leg straddle fold. Turn your left toes on an angle and start to set up for this Kung Fu lunge. First, bend your knee and spin your right heel to the sky. Some of us are going to come up onto our thigh and hold here, but I need you to keep your left heel glued to the floor as those of you go a little deeper. Skandasana, or Kung Fu lunge. Slowly press into the earth or walk over to that left foot and sweep into three-legged dog. Try to relax your right heel towards the earth. Shifting your weight to your hands and then back to your foot. Inhale forward to plank, bring your knee to your nose. Rise back up. Forward, knee to nose. Rise up. One more in this prep work, and then our funky version of Anjaneyasana, warrior lunge. Bring your knee forward, but send your shin down. Let your hips go heavy. So it's not our pigeon pose. That would be the knee off to the side. This is straight in front and between the hands. Stay with your hands on the mat. Feel free to come hands to hip or rise up into Shiva Mudra, interlacing the fingers except for the thumb and index. And you might be in this dominant interlace, then switch so the other pinky is on the outside. Bring your hands to the earth. Rise back up into three-legged. Flex the foot, bend the knee, roll the hip open. We're setting up for wild things, so come forward into plank. Then flip your foot. Feel free to lift up and arch over. Left knee bent, right leg straight. Come into that hip opener. Yeah, very nice. Warrior one. Left foot forward, right heel down, rise up. In this pose, it's important to have your hips aiming forward, pressing into the palms, squeezing your left hip back, right hip forward as you enter into pyramid, Parsvottanasana, straighten the leg, and start to come forward. Hands can go to the thigh, the shin, the earth, or they can stay at your heart. Wherever you're at, relax your head and neck. Feel yourself lengthening your heart to your toes. And either stay here or add your twisting triangle. Bringing your left hand to your hip, roll your shoulder blade into your spine, and then extend the hand to the sky. Be careful of sticking your bottom out to the side to make this pose happen. Squeeze the left hip in and back. As you release from this twist, rise up with that knee from where we started. I'm going to turn and face you. Right? Garudasana, eagle. Cross the ankle over the thigh. Bring the left elbow under the right. Either hug shoulders or wrap hands. Binding at the big toe, sitting into that heel. Yes. As you rise up, you can come back to holding that shin. You can hold the hamstring, send the leg out. You can take it with a belt or a towel as you go into Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. What works for you? Your variation can be opening the leg out to the side, extending the arm out. Yeah. Keep your heart lifted. Press your right hip towards the earth. As you come back to center, remember this can be done with a bent knee, bringing the left arm across to the thigh or to the outer blade of the foot. Are you ready for that power flow around the world? Of course. Woohoo! Release into crescent or high lunge. And again, I'm going to face the same direction as you. Open into warrior two. Tip into triangle. Rise to goddess or sumo. To the back edge of your mat, tip into triangle. Rise into warrior two. Now heel toe that right foot over so you can pivot around to crescent or high lunge. Release to plank and either hold here or power vinyasa. Lower to crocodile, lift up dog, hinge back, down dog. Pick the left leg up. Bring it towards the hands. Crescent or high lunge as you rise up. Good. Open to warrior two. Tip into triangle. Rise up to goddess or sumo. To the front edge of your mat, tip into triangle. Warrior two. Heel toe the foot over to send the hips around into crescent or high lunge. Feel free to release to plank, hold, or power flow. Crocodile, up dog, into down. Take a pause here. Shake the head yes and no. Look at your hands. Walk them back one handprint, shortening your dog. If you're not twisting, stay right here, or take your left hand to your right leg and try and twist under that arm. Look up to the sky, watch the clouds go by. Take a release, and now take the right hand to the left leg. Same thing, twisting over to the other side. Slowly release. From here, go ahead and walk your hands back out to that traditional down dog. And I want you to bring your elbows to the mat for dolphin. Now, if you need to bend your knees in this pose, bend those knees. Those of you that want to take headstand at this time, I invite you to take headstand. You can interlace the fingers, take the head to the mat, tiptoe the toes to the nose, and find yourself going upside down. Stay in down dog or stay in dolphin. Wherever you are at, meet me in child's pose. If child's pose is not for you, remember we always have that puppy pose, meaning forward, or send the hips to the heels and just allow yourself to relax. Then slowly round yourself up, coming into this modified hero just for a moment. Sit to the side, bring the legs around. So let's come into Dandasana, lifting up nice and tall, and then taking a hinge forward. Sometimes we round the back because we're so determined to get to those toes. I want you to lift up and hinge from the hips as you take your stretch. Now your upper and mid back will round. We're just trying not to round from the belly button. It's not about getting to those toes. We can even stay tall. Those of you that have a block and want to go a little deeper, you can hold the block. Is it starting to rain? Yeah. We could use it. We're sweating. And rise up. From here, go ahead and bend that right knee and make your way into seated Z. Some of us really enjoy pigeon, so I don't want to leave it out for you. So go ahead and stretch the left leg back, but you got to shift your weight back to the center of the mat. If you need to send the block under your sit bone, or if you need to lay on your back for figure 4. But let's take a variation for some of us for the upper body. Reach your left arm forward and thread the needle with your right arm through. Now be careful of dropping into that right hip to thread the needle. Just reaching that arm through. The left arm can go straight, or you can keep your hand on the mat. Then slowly walk your hands out of this twist, sit to the side, and bring the legs around. Good. From here, what I want you to do is lean back. Take figure 4, but in seated. Cross the right ankle over the thigh. And then start to move your left heel forward. Your bottom will only be for lifting, but it needs to stay on the mat when you get to your final version of this pose. Make sure the knee isn't curling into your chest. Try to keep the knee open. Some of you will not move. This is as far as you're going to go. Others, you can move your bottom forward a little bit at a time. Almost, for some of us, your heel and your glute will touch. And you're going to stay right there. If your bottom is off the floor just because you're trying to get closer, send it. Just cross the ankles then. Feel free to tip forward. Whatever feels right for you. If you are trying to do double pigeon, but your heels are underneath your legs, you'll want to make sure your heels are stacking with your knees. slowly walk the hands back in. As you uncross the legs, just take a lean back, shake it out. Yeah. Bounce those knees if it feels good. All right. So from here, I want you to bring your legs into Baddha Konasana, bound angle. And then send them forward just a little bit more. So you have this space for some of you to take your hands under your calves, or you're going to turn your palms up. When you do that, you can slide to your elbows and then release the head and neck. Just allow yourself to really round the back. Feel yourself relaxing. The sensation of just letting go. Inhale, slowly release as you rise up. And as you move into pigeon on the other side, again, tuck the heel back a little bit, move into seated Z. And then shift your right leg back and come into your seated Z. Now, some of you, if you have to come in here from three-legged dog, go ahead and go there. Again, use the block. Create that floor coming higher to your hip bone. And again, if you'd like to thread the needle, go ahead and take the right arm out. Bend your left arm through. But be mindful, are you tipping your hips to the ground? Or are you still keeping your hips in the center of the mat? Give some shoulder love while you're here. Reach those fingertips away from the body. When you're ready, slowly rise up. We're going to set up for that seated figure four. So sit to the side, bring the right leg around, but you're going to cross your left ankle over the right thigh as you lean back. And again, we just want to keep the knee pressing away from our body. Stay here if this is what is best for you, or start to move yourself forward, finding that deeper stretch if you need it. More doesn't always mean better. We're going to do some more hip loving here in a few moments. So when you release, I want you to lay all the way back. First, take your bridge pose. So go ahead and release, lay all the way back. Bring your heels a little closer to your hips and take your hips up to the sky. Squeeze your glutes, press your inner thighs towards each other. And then slowly bring your hips back down to the earth. Leave your left foot on the floor for this first variation. Hug your right knee outside your ribs, setting up for half happy baby. Then take your right heel over your knee and either hold the hamstring, calf, ankle, or you can hold the outer blade of your foot. If you're going to extend your left leg, hover that heel off the earth so our back doesn't load while we're trying to get into our hips. As you bring the left knee into your chest and the right foot down with the knee bent, open your knee outside your rib cage. Stretch here for some of you, as that's all you're going to need to do. Others, take your left heel over your knee. And again, hold hamstring, calf. Imagine you're holding the sky up with your foot. Those of you that are extending the right leg out, hover your heel off the earth. For those that want to take full happy baby, bring your right knee outside your ribs, heel to the sky, and hold hamstrings, calves, ankles, or outer blades. Push your tailbone to the earth. What does that do for your stretch? As you release the legs, draw the knees together over the hips, open the arms out to the letter T, roll the hips and knees to the left as you turn and look to the right. Spinal twist. Inhale, come center. Roll hips and knees to the right as you turn and look to the left. Come back to center. Hug both shins into the body. Give a little rock across your back. When you're ready, release the legs to the earth. Release the arms. I want you to inhale nice and deep. Exhale nice and slow. So go back to that Ujjayi breath, where we inhale nice and deep, pulling the air to the back of our throat. We exhale nice and long, like we're fogging a mirror. If you would like the lavender rosemary oil, leave your palms aiming to the sky. If you want me to skip you, turn your palms to the earth. Just continue to relax here. If not Ujjayi breath, whichever breath you'd like to use. Gently begin to wiggle those fingers and toes, bringing some movement to the body. If you'd like, you can stretch the arms overhead for a reawakening stretch and hug those shins into the body. Give yourself some love. And as you release, gently roll yourself to one side. Use your bottom arm like a pillow and just relax here. Feel like whatever you don't need will just melt into the earth, giving you a little more ease. Slowly press yourself up into easy seated. If you had the oil, go ahead and rub your wrists, but let's all rub the palms, bring heat to the hands. Gently place the palms over the eyes. And just take some relaxing breaths here. Reminding ourselves in these times of change to find those moments of ease, to find that way to release some stress and tension. Slowly bring the hands to the heart if you'd like, and I invite you to smile and finish with Namaste. Thank you so much for coming out today. I appreciate you guys being here.